My name is Shira Chapman, and earlier I filmed a video about one day in the life of a person with borderline personality disorder. And because that was so popular, I then recorded Dissociative State 1, which was breaking it down into parts. And because many people viewed and liked these videos, I am now making and showing Dissociative State 2. By the way, if you're a child or if you get scared or sensitive about the subjects, I recommend that you stop watching this video now, okay? Okay, here we go. I woke up in the morning feeling tired, weak, and dehydrated. My heart began to pound as I looked around my bedroom. On the ground, there were still red stains that were not properly cleaned up. I yawned and sat up in bed, then stood up suddenly feeling really dizzy. I opened my bedroom door and walked across the short hallway to the bathroom, where I stopped and looked at myself in the mirror. My face looked blue, and my lips were chapped dry. I sighed and turned away, walking out of the bathroom and back across the hallway to my bedroom. I walked inside and closed the door. Inside my bedroom, I walked over to my bedside table and opened the bottom drawer, pulling out a large butcher's knife. Warning, this is where it gets scary. I walked over to the end of my bed and sat down. I was unsteady on my feet, wobbling a bit as I walked. Once I had put my left foot on top of my right leg and started to take off the crepe bandage. Once it was fully off, I noticed that my left foot was still wounded, but I didn't care. I looked down at the butcher's knife and attacked my left foot with it until I lost a lot of blood. Afterwards, I started noticing my heart pounding really fast and myself feeling really cold. I knew that something was terribly wrong because I could barely breathe. I picked up my mobile phone and rang the office, telling them that I had cut my foot again and that I think something might be seriously wrong this time. I told them to please come down to my room as soon as they could. This seemed like some sort of emergency. Once off the phone, things began to get harder. My heart was thumping and I knew something was terribly wrong. I knew that I had to get as low to the ground as possible. So I looked at the blood-filled ground and spotted a place just large enough for my body, which I sunk down onto and laid there, closing my eyes and breathing slowly, with my hand holding my chest. I don't know quite how long the wait was before the door opened and they rushed in. When my carer saw all the blood, she called the ambulance immediately and listened to what they had to say. She waited with me until they arrived. When the paramedics arrived, they helped me up and walked me to the bathroom with great difficulty. Once inside the bathroom, they turned on the faucet in the bathtub and told me to put my foot under the running water. I did as I was told, but we soon found out that my blood refused to clot, leaving it pouring out endlessly. The paramedics told me that I had cut through the arteries in my foot and I needed to go to hospital immediately. Of course, I wasn't really sure what that meant. Really? They put a bandage on and tried applying pressure. It refused to stop bleeding though. They transported me to the emergency department at the hospital in an ambulance, then wheeled me into emergency on a stretcher. I was fading really fast. I couldn't sit or stand up, and I could barely speak. When we reached emergency, they rolled me inside. I was fading in and out of consciousness. When I awoke, I was in a cubicle, and the doctor started to speak to me with an urgent voice. He asked me if I drank soda. I said, yes, because I drink it a lot. Then he asked me if I knew how much a 2-liter bottle of soda is, and I said yes. He then said for me to imagine 2 bottles of 2-liter sodas, but instead of containing soda, they are filled with blood. And he said that I had lost 4 liters of blood in 3 days. And that is why my body is reacting so terribly. He told me that the human body takes time to reproduce blood cells. And if you lose blood too quickly, the body starts to shut down. In my case, losing more than half the amount of blood in my body in 3 days. I was fading really fast. Almost as soon as the doctor had walked away, he was back and putting a cannula into my wrist. It was painful, but I didn't really care. I was too weak. Once he left again, he came back almost immediately. He was hooking something into the cannula, and when I saw what it was, my heart almost skipped a beat with anxiety. He was giving me a blood transfusion to save my life. He told me that he would be forced to admit me to hospital while the blood returns to my body. I would need around 5 or 6 blood bags in total. I closed my eyes and consciousness swam away from me. I awoke upstairs on a hospital ward with blood pouring into my veins. While I was in hospital, I couldn't sit up, I couldn't feed or hydrate myself. I couldn't shower myself. It was all very hard and scary. I would have gave anything not to have been there. Over time, I slowly began to talk, then to drink and feed myself. When I first started walking again, everyone was absolutely amazed. When it was time for me to leave, I said goodbye and thank you to everyone. I sighed, realizing that this can and will indeed happen again. I wish yet again that all my pain would end and one day I would be okay. But I know that I shouldn't get my hopes up. Right. So this video is just another moment in my life that I can't control. So thank you for watching and for your understanding. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up, comment if you want to know more, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, thank you. Bye.